I've been thinking. Let's get down to business.
Lovely. James, what is the crack? Welcome in. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
How's life?
Life is tipping away anyway. It's still there, which is always a good sign, you know.
I refuse to call you protein bar to start. There's no one calling him James.
Yeah, sure.
Call him James.
Whatever gets the clicks, like, you know, that's what it's all about.
Extremely recognisable face at this stage. I was in the pavilions with you a few weeks back, or a few months ago.
What have been months now at this
I
stage?
think I was stopped 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
That was the first time going in, which was like, holy Jesus, this fella
It
is
is
popular.
Yeah, it's kind of mental. It's mad just walking down the street, like, and lads turning their head or whatever. So I kind of just, you know, keep moving. So by the time they cop that to me, you know, I'm gone in the wind, like, you know. But it's madness now. It's not the worst thing in the world, you know.
Listen, we'll jump through everything, and there's nothing we don't need to touch on. We're afraid to touch on. So I know you've done courses, you've done charity football matches, you've the whole my protein, but you've so much going on. Yeah. So there's no particular agenda. Let's go pillar to post, whatever.
Go
Pops up. Yeah.
Job on.
Nice Fiji water bottle there, tidy. Not doing advertising for that, but we went to Cupcakes and Counting to get a couple of copies. Got 3 waters and they gave us the.
I've never drank Fiji water before in my life. It's you wouldn't get that down in Leitrim, so you wouldn't. No. Maybe now Volvic will probably be the height of it.
Last time I had one of these, I said in the Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon at a pool party, sitting there.
Just well for some.
Wasn't just water and But so listen, the rise to fame, let's call it. Like I spoke to you, geez, we must probably in touch about a year or so now.
Yeah,
probably a bit more than that actually. Anyway, but obviously there's the whole protein bar thing and where it went, but the rise and the speed of it and all that kind of. So give me just a quick rundown. And you've probably repeated this story a million times, but like just the pace.
It's not a bad story. It's not a bad story to tell, you know. Basically, I started off fairly bog standard, you know. I was going to college, and I was working 2 days a week just to make rent in Dublin, you know what I mean? So I was working on a building site, and then over the summer, I done full-time work. I obviously stopped the college was finished for the semester, and I started working full-time over the summer. And I said to myself, look, I'm going to give this old TikTok jazz and old rock, because I started in the gym. I think it was just before I was probably 10 months in the gym at that stage, and I said, "Jazz, I'm making serious progress," you know. So I said I may document it, and I said I may start a TikTok now when I'm done college, because no one can take the piss out of me for about 3 or 4 months. And so I either make it or break it now, you know. I had the summer to make it or break it, and fairly early on in the summer I started to realise, yes, I'm fairly shit hot at it. So I kept her lit, and I put in the effort now. In fairness, like I was working 12-hour days, and I was uploading 6 times a day for the first 3 months on TikTok.
Working 12-hour days is in
working on the building site. No, working on the building site, like. And then I was coming home in the evening doing 3 hours in the gym, and still making about 6 TikToks a day. My average was 5.6. So he's fairly he's keeping her lively, like, you know. I said, my concept was, I'll annoy people into following me, you know what I mean? Because if people just keep seeing me face and like, this ginger bollocks is here buzzing the whole time, they might just follow me. So that's exactly what I done. So I just kept uploading. That was my tactic, and it worked off fairly well. Like, the whole protein bar thing kind of just happened out with nothing. I actually started with a protein shake. I done a review of it, and
can you remember which one?
Connecticut chocolate, I think it was Jan Connecticut milk chocolate protein shake. And because I remember it was funny because I was actually cutting, and I was getting, you know, because it was fucking coming up to summer, I wanted the body to be in pristine condition, you know. So my first cut, and the lads went in for breakfast. Well, it was actually only one lad. One lad went in for breakfast, because, you know, on a Friday you'd get the breakfast. And he went in and got the full Irish, and I was like, "Jeez, there's no point me going in now because I'd be tempted to eat it." So I had me sandwiches, and I said, "I may grab myself a protein shake. It's a Friday, treat myself, you know." So I done it, and I was drinking it, and I was like, "Why the fuck do I not just review it on TikTok? Might as well. Like, I've been doing sounds and stuff for ages. Stick up an hour review, might do well." So I done exactly that, and it done all right. Like, considering, you know, back at that time, if I got 1,000 views on a video now, is doing well. So got like 1,000, 2,000 likes, good bit of engagement, and I was like, fuck it, sure, I can keep doing this. Yeah. And then the next one, I was in Aldi actually with the mother doing the shopping, and I seen they had protein bars. I think it was either Aldi or Lidl, I can't remember. And I picked up one and I got home and I reviewed that, and that was the start of reviewing the protein bars. So I eventually, you know, people enjoyed the videos, even though it was just me bullshitting. Like, to be honest, the content was fairly shite. It was mostly just me talking about how I actually got the bar, rather than actually reviewing the fucking bar. There was about, I'd say about 30 seconds of me actually reviewing the bar. The rest was like, yeah, so Jesus, I said, worked there today and I felt a bit peckish, so I went into the shop. So it's just me bollocksing, and people enjoyed it. And
it's honest.
Yeah, so look, it's you know, it's paid off now at this stage. Or I'm doing these podcasts are just me bollocksing as well, you know. So I kept talking shite, and eventually picked up, and people started copping on my accent. They were like, "Jeez, this lad says protein bar like a fucking gobshite. He can't pronounce his ARs right." And people started commenting protein bar. I wonder who
the first one was.
I don't know. Now, look, I know who it was who posted it on someone else's page, because the first comment, it was commented all on my page, and then I was scrolling through TikTok one day and I came across an IRFU TikTok. And I clicked onto it and I looked at the comments, and the second top comment was protein bar. And I was like, what the fuck does this have to do with that? Like, why are people commenting this? And I think his name was like, I shagged your ma 124 or something. I followed him back there only a couple months back. The account must be inactive now, because I followed him back and I DM'd him and he got no response or whatever. So if you're watching, I did DM you, because when my bar came out, I was going through me photos trying to make like a montage or whatever the fuck, and I copped it was him. But anyway, yeah, so he commented, I made a video about it saying like, why are you commenting this or whatever, and then since that video, people, and I remember seeing that video, I was looking through me notifications and I got a like on it there and I clicked onto it. It only got like 80,000 views, that video. Now, I know that's still a decent amount, but like the fact that this went proper, like global, and it came from a video that only got like 80,000 views or whatever, was mad. So people started commenting on other people's things. I eventually copped on that people were spamming it all over the spot. I made a video reacting to that, and it just spiraled on from there, you know. But it was mad because people actually think that, like, you know, protein bar kind of like blew me up or whatever. Like, I did gain a good bit from it. Now, I gained 140,000 in a week, right? Which you're thinking like, geez, that is basically blowing you up or whatever. So it put me on to about 200,000 followers.
So you were already at?
Yeah, I was at 70,000 before protein bar. So and like now I was gaining 3,000 a day before it. So like I was doing fucking, like I was keeping her lit, like, you know. Yeah. So, but like, to put it in perspective, I uploaded a video there I think it was at the start of January. I uploaded a video. It's me hungover as fuck, actually, because I always say to people, like, the best way to grow on TikTok is just consistently upload. Even if you feel like shite and you have no content to upload, do something. So that's exactly what I do. So I was hungover one day in bed on a Sunday, and I said, fuck this. I found a filter, and I was like, right, I'll play this game on me fucking filter on me TikTok. And I just reacted to it, and I posted it. I got like 200,000 views that week or whatever, and I was like, it's grand for a fucking video that I half-arsed.
Content ticking over.
Just keeps it ticking over. But then, out of nowhere, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, it eventually blew up. Like, the TikTok algorithm just pushed it again. It's now on 14 million views.
Holy Jesus.
I gained 95,000 followers from it.
From that video?
From that one video.
That just decision.
Just one random video of me playing a filter, 95,000 fucking followers. So, like, the fact that protein bar only got me an extra, like, 45,000 followers from it or something, like, when you put it into perspective, you know, so, like, protein bar really done sweet fuck all for me. It kind of just gave me a nickname. But it's grand. Like, look, I'm not giving out about it. It's my brand now at this stage. It's my identity. It gave me that stepping stone to get to where I am now.
I think identity-wise,
well, like,
yeah, I think James Doyle.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yourself and the character that you are and stuff like that. Especially because, like, we know you and we've had a few interactions and stuff like that as well. And don't sell yourself short.
Well, yeah, but like, a lot of people would know me because of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, they know me as the protein bar fella or whatever. And like, I don't mind that. Like, look, I like to be known. At you. Yeah, well, yeah, definitely. Like, it's kind of mad actually. I was doing a podcast there a while back, and I was driving along, or I wasn't driving. We were walking along. We were walking to your man's car or whatever, and a group of women drove by, and they started catcalling me. And they started whistling and fucking shouting my name or whatever. And the lads just turned around to me. Just, you must be the only man in Ireland to get catcalled. And I said, sure, look.
You work for it.
Yeah, I work hard. It was fucking gas. It was such a funny interaction.
So that, like, time frame wise, and I'm actually conscious not to, like, I didn't want to go down even like the whole protein bar route. It was more your experience of, like, you've obviously gone from 60,000 or whatever up, but is that like a 5-6 month period? Like, did it just feel a million miles an hour, like, or?
Yeah, like I kind of just got thrown into the deep end straight away. Like before I knew it, I think I was 2 months on TikTok and I got 100,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like 100,000 followers now
it's huge.
Fucking massive,
yeah,
you know.
100%.
Like I'm on 620 something thousand now, which is just fucking incredible.
After this podcast, you'll be on about 900.
I'd say so. At least I hit the million tomorrow.
You'll probably lose a few.
But no, because it's mad. Like, you know, it kind of all came out of nowhere, and now, like, people talk to me about it. Like, my first 10,000 was the best moment of my life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm literally on 60 times that now. 10,000 was the pinnacle for me. Like, I don't think I'll ever feel that euphoria.
I remember seeing you when you got verified as well.
We
went over the moon,
That was mental. Being verified in TikTok, like no random bollockses get verified in TikTok. You know what I mean? Like it's not like Twitter where like, you know, you can chance your arm or whatever. But like TikTok to get verified on it is absolutely mental. You know.
And was there a particular moment where you kind of realized like, hang on, this is going somewhere? Like I know obviously
it was 10,000, 100%. Like because at the time that I was getting 10,000 followers, like I gained I think like 3,000-4,000 in like a week, and to go from like 5,000 followers to 10,000 followers in like a week is madness. Do you know what I mean? And then I was consistently, like I was saying, I got to 70,000 without any viral trend or anything. So I was gaining 3,000 after that daily, 3,000, 2,000. I was putting in the effort, I was putting in the work to get there. And then once the Pretty Martin thing blew up, I got to 200k, and I was like, started getting brands reaching out to me and stuff, and it's like, you know what, I can make this full time. I left off the job, and I've been doing TikTok full time ever since. You know,
we actually had a conversation. We were on the other sides of this table about a year ago. We were talking about this, what'll be the plan and stuff like that. And we'll go into that to see what you're doing now and stuff like that. I'm genuinely intrigued because I remember some of the things you were talking about back maybe, I'd say close on 9 months to a year ago.
Yeah, probably would have been.
And where you might like to see yourself go and stuff like that. And I reckon you are ticking a lot of those boxes. So I'll be interested to see it. Can you remember where you were when you hit the 10,000? If the 10,000 is the milestone where you went, that's when I knew.
I do.
Can you remember where you were?
I was in me club gym there on Clucan in Westmead, because I remember I came off. I knew I was about to hit it, like I knew it was coming, and I actually finished my set. I don't know now what I was working on.
Were you watching the phone, like just waiting for it?
I done my set, and I scrolled, refresh my TikTok, 10,000 followers. I'm like, fucking hell, like, and I remember I made a reaction video straight away. I was like, this is madness, you know. And it was just cool because around that same time I started getting like lads making whatchamacallit, like transformation videos and saying, and like crediting me or whatever, saying that I inspired them to do it. And she's like, I was only at TikTok a couple of months or whatever, and they were saying like inspired them to get into the gym and that type of stuff. And I was like, jeez, this is mental, because that is why I started the TikTok in the first place, because it's like, look, I fucking turned my life around from shite to, you know, might be decent, you know. So I turned mine, and I said, look, it took me less than a year. Like at that time I was probably just going 12 months into the gym, so just a year, because I started in June 2021. I said, look, fucking get into the gym, lads. And that's what I was kind of trying to do, is say, you know, help people who are lost, like in the same position that I was in a year.
And I want to go into that position, obviously comfortable enough. I think I said it there earlier on, I think it's you, it's James Doyle, it's people able to look at you and go, oh, this bloke's fairly real. He's not afraid to say how he feels on it. He's not afraid to... He's not sidestepping around maybe what the brand might want him to say or what the brand might want him to do. He's actually being straight up and honest with me. You're relatable. And then the people of a similar age group, and like I said, maybe if they're feeling vulnerable or self-conscious or anything like that, and they see you doing it, it's not like you're saying, oh yeah, I go to the gym 7 days a week because, and then up comes an advertisement. You can do this too. It's not, it's here's how I'm feeling and here's how I'm
that's kind of it. Like I'm as bog standard as it comes. Like I literally, that's probably the first thing I said in this podcast, that like, you know, I literally grew up the same as anyone else, and I know what the jazz is. And I remember, like, especially when I was a young fella, like I found it really hard mentally growing up. I just really struggled, like, especially looking at myself and with eating disorders, body.
What was it like? Body dysmorphia?
The whole shebang. Like I never felt, I felt like a shell of a man, you know, or a shell of a boy at that stage, you know. I was only a young fella, but like I never knew what was holding me back, you know what I mean. I always knew that I hated the way I looked and that type of stuff. I wake up in the morning, like I remember distinctly waking up in the morning or whatever, going to the mirror and like grabbing a fold of skin there on me love handles and thinking, Jesus, I wish I could chop it off. I distinctly remember it. Like,
what age would you have been there then?
I remember probably from second year, probably it would have been the end of third year. So I probably would have been 15 up to about 18. I'm going 21 there now. So until I got into the gym, like, so it would have been a good 3 or 4 years where I just I didn't know what the issue was.
Anyone else know? Did you speak to anyone?
No, like I didn't, because I that's the issue, like, you know, especially, and why I kind of wanted to reach out to young lads and be like, look, you can get fucking through this shit. And that's why, like, it's not the fact that it's so untalked about. It's nearly niche in Ireland to talk about men's mental health and stuff. And I remember, like, I went through a very tough time, like, I really struggled. And, you know, I was very popular back in school, like from first to third year. Like, you know, I would have chat shit to all the lads and would have slagged the fuck out of them and everything. Yeah. But then something clicked there, then going into probably TY and stuff, where I just kind of felt like, Jesus, I fucking hate myself. Do you know what I mean? Because I started developing these eating disorders, because I used to be chubby enough as a child, like in primary school and stuff, and I think it always kind of stuck with me that I used to always kind of be the fat kid or whatever, like played video games. Like, I only started getting into football when I was like 12. And it kind of always stuck to me. And sure, then I had a growth spurt, and like I leveled out. Like, I wasn't fat at all. Yeah. I wasn't like fucking skinny. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't insanely thin or whatever. But like, I was like lean as fuck. I just had a bit of fucking fluff on the handles or whatever, you know. And that's all I seen. I only seen that kind of the love handles, and I thought, geez, I'm one fat bastard. And like, it forced me to fall out of love with sports. Forced me to become, like, you know, not confident or anything.
Love out of sports is in I'm embarrassed, or just like,
no energy.
I couldn't be arsed, like, that's draining me that much every time I look at myself.
Literally, yeah, just draining. Like, I had no energy because I stopped eating. Like, I remember, like, there was a year, nearly a year, where I'd come home every evening and just have like microwavable rice, and I ate that for dinner. That's all I ate all day. Like, you know, I
remember the folks kind of saying,
but sure, they didn't cop, like, do you know what I mean? I was just like, it's because it's not a thing where people are aware that it happens. And especially the issue is with lads, like, you know, with eating disorders and stuff, like, no one ever really talks about it. But like, I'm sure there is other lads that are in my position, that were in my position, where like they just feel lost inside. Because I always was a very, like, I wouldn't even say egotistical, I'm very confident, right? And I always knew I'm like the fucking shit. But at the same time, in the back of my head, I always had like doubt. You know, and that was just how I looked at myself.
Am I putting on a front for this type of thing?
Well, not even that, like, because I wasn't putting on a front. Like, I felt that I could do something with my life, and I could do, but I didn't know what. And I just felt restricted by my body, because I always had the fucking shadow of doubt over me. As soon as I was able to knock them, like, you know, now I'm in the position I'm in, all I had to do was get to the gym and find something I'm passionate about. It gave me ambition. It gave me a goal to work towards, you know?
And something that you could actually see results.
Yeah.
As you're achieving.
That's literally it. Like, you see, the gym worked for me, but with other lads, you know, if you're doing whatever, the boxing and that type of stuff, or like, say you're playing football, if you know that that's what you want to do, and like, you know, you can go from scoring a goal one game to scoring 2 the next or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's just kind of being able to see that, look, this is what I'm pushing towards. So like, it's not just the gym, but the gym is what worked for me. You know, it kind of got me out of me rut. And like,
do you have any people around you at that time that you were able to speak to, whether it was mates your own age?
Like, I didn't even know.
Or was it just...
I didn't even know, like. Didn't even know that it was... Because, like I said, it's not out there. It's not talked about. I didn't know what my issue was. I didn't know that it was unhealthy to eat a fucking plate of rice in the evening and nothing else. I thought, like... Because you see so much shit online about, like, you know, fat... Because I remember I was actually coming up to the Leaving Cert, and it was just before COVID. And I remember it was probably January of 2020, and I remember saying to me, Ma, like, yeah, I'm thinking I might try the fasting diet, which is just starving yourself for like 3 months. And I remember saying that to my mum actually turned around to me and she goes, James, focus on the Leaving Cert first. So, like, so thank fuck I didn't do it, because like, it's unhealthy, but I didn't know that at the time, because you'd be fed shit online from these bollocks, like, influencers that are just trying to sell you shit. Yeah. And like, it's complete wank. Like, fasting yourself for 3 months isn't healthy, you know? And it took me like, I'm very, very thankful for COVID, because it literally just woke me up. Because like, I spent the entirety of COVID going to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning, waking up at 4 o'clock in the evening, and playing video games all day. And like, I kind of, it was grand, you know what I mean? At the time, it was grand. I was doing it. Everyone in the country was doing it. All my mates were doing it, and it was grand. But I knew as soon as I finished with COVID, or as soon as COVID finished up, I knew I had nothing to work towards, and I didn't want to become the person who done that all day for the rest of their life. You know, I knew I wanted to do something.
What's next?
Yeah,
not
I didn't know. So I said, look, it was literally the day that COVID lockdown ended when gyms back opened up. I got me a membership because I said, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna, because I actually kind of started the gym in the January before COVID, or the January or February before COVID. Now I say start the gym. I was getting into the club gym,
but you got the
once or twice a week.
Yeah, you got the
kind of like knew I.
There's something here I can latch onto.
That's literally it. I kind of just knew, like, just I kind of like doing this. I kind of like listening, so kind of gave me an inkling, and then COVID happened, so that fucked it all over. But I knew as soon as COVID ended, I said, give me something to work towards, give me a goal. Even if my arms look bigger in a couple months' time or whatever, I just feel better about myself. And that's exactly what happened. I got hooked like instantly. I started going like three days a week with my father. Before I knew it, I was getting me dad to drop me into the gym, and then when I couldn't do that, I was going to the club gym and whatever. Before I knew it, I was going 5 days a week. Then college happened, and I was right across the gym, so I started going 5-6 days a week, and now I'm just going 6 days a week consistently.
And you've got the headspace.
Yeah,
but I think you're also in a position. I know we've spoke loads about that sort of stuff as well. I think you're in a position there that if your headspace does go down in that direction again and stuff like that, you know you're able to achieve it. You know you've done it already. So if you do ever go into a rut again, even temporary or anything like that, at least you know, I'm gonna have that in the toolkit here.
Yeah,
I know I can come out of this.
The gym definitely saved me. Like I don't think that I will, thank God, be in that type of rut because I have the knowledge now.
Yeah.
Like, look, it's a lot. Knowledge is an amazing thing. Do you know what I mean? And I spent my first 6 months in the gym just copping on to fuck, basically. Like, watching YouTube videos. I was
just going to say, where are you picking up on?
Yeah, YouTube.
Before you done courses, where are you picking up on your knowledge?
Articles. So I would have, like, I remember walking into the gym not knowing what I was doing. Like, people always ask me, like, what do I do how do I get started in the gym and stuff? I went into the gym, I looked up biceps workout on YouTube and just done the exercises there. Figured out what I liked, and then after I figured out what I liked, I looked up is hammer curls good for biceps? And I watched like 3 or 4 videos about that to see if that exercise was good or whatever. Over time, going to the gym consistently, like, I realised, okay, I need to get a plan going here. I can't just go in and train. I want to do, I don't know, because my first, like, couple of months, my first 6 months or so, like, I'm in the gym now 21 months, right? And, like, my first 6 months were literally just pissing about. Like, I was just doing whatever I thought would work, and I was just going onto YouTube finding, okay, I want to do an exercise for me back. Oh, I heard me lats is a part of me back. I will do a lats exercise or whatever, you know, and that's what I was doing. And in those 6 months, I copped on, and I eventually developed a plan. Now, the plan that I first made, it would have been this time last year that I actually got that plan going, and I had it, you know, figured out what I actually do in the gym. The only issue was I had way too much volume. Right. So I didn't really cop. I eventually started working then, and on top of doing like 3 hours of actual working out, like I was doing, you know, way too much shit, I was also doing 12 hours of labour a day. So me arms and me fucking everything was bollocks, right? Like, I was knackered. I eventually ended up injuring me tricep. So, like, if you were to look, I don't know which one is it, it's this one. If you were to look at my double bicep, I have a big inflammation here because I ended up fucking up me tricep. And it was just because it's doing too much. So after that, I cut down on all the work and stuff, and I rejigged my plan again there in November, and that's the one I've been sticking to since. It's just, I spend an hour and a half. It is an hour and a half plan, so it's like, now I'll spend longer in rest times because I fucking basically go to failure every time because fuck it, why not? You know, that's why I enjoy.
Squeeze in content.
Yeah, that's it as well. Like, because especially like over the summer, I would have spent 3 hours in the gym. But because I cut down my program, I would have been doing like an hour and a half as well. But I would have been making TikToks in that time as well. You know, so like in between sets and stuff, I'll watch TikTok. And like, I know you see a lot of lads giving out like, oh, you shouldn't be on your phone in the fucking gym or whatever. This is my job, you know what I mean? Like, so I scroll through it, look for sounds, look for ideas and that type of stuff. And then I record the sounds in the gym, or I'd go and do a certain idea when I go home or that. You know what I mean?
Lads that are the same age as you back then, that might be in the same position that you might have been in, or younger, or maybe they're not on social media yet, or they're about to come onto social media and they might be feeling that way. give them a quick message, because you've lived it, you're doing it. Like if somebody's worried, someone's looking in the mirror right now thinking the exact same sort of thing, like what got you, what made you go to the gym?
I needed
what
a
made
goal.
you go, fuck it, I need to, what gave you the kick up the hole?
I felt like a waster. There's not, like, I felt like a fat waster, now, to be honest. I didn't have any goals, I didn't have any ambitions. The reason why I started in the gym is just to give me a goal to something. Whether, like, it doesn't have to be an actual form of exercise. That's what worked for me, but, like, if you're into knitting, if you knit a fucking bunny, the next week you knit a bigger bunny. You know what I mean? That's a goal to work towards. It's just something to keep you going.
Achievable, measurable.
It's just something to keep you going. That's all it is. Like, because I had nothing. Like, I remember, especially even picking my college course. Like, the course I'm in now is communications. The only reason why I picked it is because I was told that it gets you into, like, you have so many opportunities or whatever, which I guess is true because you can go into any master or whatever. But, like, I don't enjoy it. I'd be dead open about it. I hand up everything just about on time, if not a couple of days late. Like, because I do not enjoy it. I hate it. I don't like school or whatever, and I only done it because I didn't know what else to do. I was lost. I had literally no goal at all. So that's what the gym helped me do, and now that I'm in the position where I am, like, I still have a goal to strive towards. Now I want to do better, and I have different goals, you know, because the gym gave me a reason to basically live.
Yeah.
Like, I know it sounds very dramatic, but, like, I genuinely don't think if I didn't get into the gym, I don't think I'd be here today. And I genuinely mean that. Because I had nothing to live towards. Like, I fell out of me loving me sports and everything. Like, I was very good at the rugby, don't get me wrong. Like, I was very good. But the fact I had body confidence issues and everything, it killed me mentality. Like, it killed me over, because I remember, like, especially when I played for the club, like, I would have played for Longford Rugby Club, and, like, I had some sort of command, you know what I mean? But then once me body dysmorphia and stuff started kicking in, I actually got just before it, like, I got picked for the Midlands team, which is like the step below Leinster or whatever. I got picked towards it, and as soon as my body issues started creeping in, like, my whole command and my confidence just declined. I couldn't tell you a single person's name on that Midlands team. And even at the time when I was playing, I couldn't tell you, because I was too nervous to ask. Do you know, that's how shot my confidence was. I couldn't even ask a person their fucking name, like. It just, you know, it was a very tough place to be in.
The fact that the gym was there, you're putting...
100%. Like, I didn't have I had no ability to move on in life. Like, I didn't know what I had. So I fell out of the rugby. I didn't like school. I was completely lost, and I mean completely lost. I had no confidence. I had nothing to work for. I didn't want to go into anything. If I didn't have the gym, I genuinely don't think I'd be here today. Sure, I'd have nothing to live for.
It's deep. I wasn't expecting.
Genuinely,
I wasn't expecting even to go down this road with it, but I'm delighted that you have, because there is going to be people that are hearing you say something like that, and it might be that small kick up the arse that they might need.
It's just a kick up the hole.
Do you know what I mean? You might get a few DMs or whatever after this of people that might be in a similar position, but I think the rawness, the realness that you show, the followers and the numbers are a bonus. The followers and
100%.
the numbers and all that, it's 50 years down the line, it is what it is. You look back and you go, brilliant, but it's the moment where you actually look in the mirror and
like,
you felt.
I always say, like, even if I didn't have the TikTok, right, I'd probably be working on the building site now still. I wouldn't give a single fuck, because as long as I'm able to go home and go to the gym, that's all that I give a fuck about. Like, look, it's great, and I definitely count my blessings. I never look back on it. Like, I love having the ability to be able to create content to entertain people and stuff. And, like, that's my full-time job. It's a mental full-time job. You know, and I'm so blessed. But even if I didn't have it, I would be perfectly content as long as I'm able to get to the gym every day after work or that. It's the only thing that kept me going. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mightn't be living as great of a life as I am now, but I would have been perfectly content going to the gym. Do you know what I mean? I just kind of wanted that bit more, and that's why I started
the fitness
TikTok.
industry. Like, and I think like these days, the word, say, personal trainer, sometimes it gets stick, because there's a lot of people that might call themselves personal trainer. Same as maybe influencer. Yeah. Some people might get stick because they're called an influencer or whatever like that. You know? But to me, somebody's in a position of maybe influence. So, like, you mightn't say be an influencer or call yourself an influencer, but you might be in a position where you could influence somebody who might be in the same position just by them, without realising it. They might be just watching. They might watch one video where you might mention body dysmorphia, or might watch one video where you might, if they might even watch this, it could be a year down the line, they might be scrolling through Spotify or whatever, and they'll see this, and they might think, holy Jesus, I've seen him everywhere. He's saying the exact same things that I'm feeling in my head right now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that means like you are in a position of influence, but you're not fake, you're not false. And that's why I think you're going to do really well, longevity wise and from a business point of view, because you have that niche that's there and you're not lying about it. You're not saying,
oh yeah, he was
like,
honest.
you know, you're not sitting, you're not, yeah.
Like, look, I do, obviously I do brand deals and stuff. Like, I need to pay fucking rent.
Yeah, but you're also being real when you do them.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, I try to make them as entertaining as possible. Like, I done one there at club, and like, look, they wanted a very quick turnaround, so I was like, right, I have a little skit in my head planned out, and like, if you watch it back, like, it's the most piss take of a thing ever. Like, I start putting in like it's funny, you know. I wanted to make sure it's entertaining, because like, if I'm getting paid a shit ton of money to upload a fucking, you know, a minute long video, I want to make sure it's at least half decent, because like, I have to pay rent and stuff. Like, a lot of people don't realise. Now look, thankfully I don't get a whole lot of shtick for posting ads and stuff, because I don't do them a whole lot. Like, but I know like some people would get a lot of stick for it. The thing is, like, you don't get paid directly from TikTok in Ireland. You have to do brand deals. You won't get paid otherwise. And it's all about monetizing it as a business. And like, look, I need to pay rent. Like, I'm paying $1,000 a month to live in fucking Dublin. And I'm a college student at the same time. It has to be done. It's the only way around it. And like, look, the brands that I've worked with are absolutely class. They're not like scam brands and that type of stuff. Like, I've been working with Pennies, Club, Aldi. Like, these are big Irish staples. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're brands I trust and stuff. So like, because I have turned down ads. Like, a lot of people won't realise, like, there's a lot of gimmicks that I've been asked good money to shell, and I just said, like, no, that has nothing to fucking do with me. Why would I do that shit? And like, I'll mention it to you now off the podcast or whatever, but like, like, I see lads selling that, and it's like, this is the biggest load of bollocks. But I know they're getting paid well, and I never put down a man now for getting the bag. Don't get me wrong. Just bread has to be stuck on the table somehow, you know.
But you're putting a shelf life in yourself down a little bit, aren't you? For
well, like,
the next brand.
Look, I that's just me personally now. Unless it's something that I really want, or unless they're paying me now a mega shit ton of money. Like, I'm still human at the end of the day. Like, you know what I mean? Any man would be ludicrous, but like, for some of them, it's just like, it's complete shite. But no, like, I'd be very open about it, and it has to be done. It's the only way that I can survive now at the moment, while doing it at the same time. Because like, there's a lot of work that does be put into a lot of videos, and people don't realise. Like I say in there, you know, on a Sunday morning when I was hungover, I made this shitty video, got 40 million views or whatever. That's just by chance. But like, a lot of videos, like, I've started doing a lot more gym videos, and me in the gym, they are the biggest bollocks to fucking record and edit and everything.
And there's people walking around you with you've your road mic on, someone waiting you to finish your set.
Stop, it's the most mortifying thing in the world, talking about like random shit, like trying to make jokes about fucking like, get your Crocs on, get your cocks out, and fucking in the middle of a public gym, like, you know what I mean? Me saying this, talking to myself into a camera, like, it's the most mortifying thing in the world. And like, I have to record my entire gym session, so you're talking like 2 hours of just pure recording.
Has anyone said that to you? In the gym?
I get a lot of dirty looks.
I
get a lot. And this is me gym that I go to every day, like, so I have to see these fuckers every single day, and here's me recording myself talking shite.
Should do a little third camera, just
an 360 GoPro or something.
Something where you can catch people's reactions and say, what the fuck did he just say? And do a little video
like,
on that.
Our lads now are the worst for it, because like, look, you get your phone out in the gym at all, and our lads will think they have 10 heads on you, you know what I mean? But when you start talking when you start talking into the microphone or into the camera or stuff, they look at you like your head's cabbage, you know, at this stage. Do you know what I mean?
Never mind if you have two phones.
Literally,
like one content or whatever.
Yeah, because I actually I use two phones now in the gym, because I have one to record and then one to play SoundCloud on or whatever, because you can't do both at the same time. And like, you get an awful lot of looks, just people looking at you like, what the fuck is this lad at? Like, you know what I mean?
They get used to it though.
Yeah, look, it is.
Anybody within a certain age bracket will know what the story is. They recognise you anyway, but even if they don't, they'll realise it.
That's kind of it.
It's becoming a thing anyway.
Yeah, it
for
is, yeah.
People kind of doing it, and you seem to be mastering it the right way. So
yeah, like, look, it is a bollocks to make them. Like, I try to make them as much as possible, but I don't want to overload it, because there's only so many times you can make like a joke about the gym. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and if there's any, it's not advice, but if there's anything that I would say is just be careful that it doesn't turn into a chore, because that is the one thing that you said you always want to have, and that is the one thing. So yeah, be careful it doesn't turn into a, well, like, fuck's sake, I have to go to the gym and record these bloody things again.
I enjoy watching them back. That's the thing that kind of keeps me going, because it is, don't get me wrong now, it is a bollocks to fucking edit it, because I have to record for 2 hours, then I have to watch back 2 hours of recording, cut out all the bits where there's no talking, so then you're stuck with about 20 minutes of content, and then I have to cut down that 20 minutes content again into what's usable, and then refine it again from like 4 minutes down to 2 minutes. So like you're talking 3 or 4 hours fucking work of editing after recording an entire gym session, like, you know, and having to talk into the camera, like coming up with jokes and shit about the gym isn't the easiest thing in the fucking world, you know what I mean? And then like, so it's great because I enjoy watching them back. I know it's good content, and at the end of the day, that's all I really give a fuck
anybody
about, you know?
Listening that just thinks, oh sure, he's an influencer, or there's one video.
They're a bastard. Like I said, like look, I can fuck up a video that takes 2 minutes to make about a filter or whatever, that's grand. But like if it's a video I really want to make and I really enjoy, like them gym ones
in the industry that you want as well. Yeah,
they're a pain in the bollocks. Yeah. Oh my god, they're a pain in the hole. Like I do the odd one where it's just like, oh, doing deadlifts or whatever for like, and that's only 30 minutes that I have to get through, and that's grand. But like even the ability to try and think about what to talk about for 30 minutes, like you're talking, right? If I record 2 hours of footage, I get 2 minutes of usable content,
and it's disappeared after.
You know what I mean? Like, and if that video does shite now, it's the most depressing thing in the world. Like, it's the most fucking depressing thing in the world. But like, if it does well, you know, you're happy out. But no, like, so it depends.
What are you using to edit some of your videos? Like
CapCut.
Yeah, it's good.
It's all on the mobile. I need to get like an iPad or something, because I've been told that's way handier to edit on, which makes sense to me.
Wardy behind the camera, these are all eye lads. He's the tech guy. These are all airdropping shit to each other. I still have give me away with me little black book like Aaron. No. What's this Google Drive I have to upload stuff from? No, these are all airdropping content, so yeah.
Yeah, no, look, it's grand, it's just, fuck me, sometimes it's a pain in the bollocks. But I enjoy it, and that's all that matters. Like, it's all about the final product. I know a lot of people say it's about the journey, not destination, but they can fuck off. It's all about, the destination.
Well, you seem to be enjoying it. Right, a few quick fire questions.
Right.
Come here, you're running out of water. You can have my Fiji there.
Yes, thank you very much. And more Fiji.
Fiji squared.
Lapping up life.
That's it, you're only one Fiji now. Right, few quick fires.
Right.
Favourite documentary series? Is there anything you're watching?
Would Pablo Escobar Narcos be a documentary technically?
Yeah,
I watched that.
If you're watching it, it works.
I watched that ages ago. I haven't watched a documentary, in fucking ages. It's all been. I actually rarely watch Netflix. I not because I don't have time or whatever. It's because I'm a bastard for procrastinating. You know what I'm watching now a lot?
For that.
South Park. Because I have to get me cardio in. So if every day after the gym, I'll go on the treadmill and stick on an episode of South Park, and I just walk for as long as South Park is. But like I'm very bad. Like my whole, I'm not diagnosed with ADHD or anything, but like fuck me, I cannot stay still. I cannot do 20 minutes on a treadmill doing nothing.
So you need to be watching, so.
Lad, if I had 4 phones in front of me, it wouldn't be enough. Like, I have South Park on as the mini screen on top, and I'm playing a mobile app at the same time while walking. That's how bad I am. I can't focus. Like, I literally, that's it. And even at that, like, I get bored of the mobile app and have to switch to TikTok every 5 minutes. Like, I am shocking bad. Like, I genuinely mean I cannot concentrate for more than fucking 2 minutes.
That's ridiculous. I want to see a video of that. I want to see an over the shoulder.
It's shocking bad. Just stimulation everywhere. Like, have fucking.
You ever tried to play the piano or something with your hands going that quick and moving around?
No.
Get on it. Favorite music? Speaking of piano music,
it depends. Actually, I've been listening to a lot of techno recently.
Nice,
like session fucking tunes,
like progressive style or old school techno.
Like Lonely Boulevard. You ever heard that?
No.
Okay, right.
Too old.
All in SoundCloud, like that, and a lot of hard style. And I'm getting into hardcore, which is basically just very loud, ear bleeding music.
Okay,
there's no other way upon
like
it.
Sort of heavy metal style kick into it, or just techno?
So like I listen to hard style mostly, which would be like just remixes of like Katy Perry, just with a lot of like
hardcore
kick on it.
No, yeah, I like that sort of stuff.
That's a tune. But then I'm also, like I said, I'm getting into hardcore, which is basically that on steroids.
Do you ever listen to that in hardcore with I think they call it AK surround audio? So it will feel like the music's moving around.
No.
It's called, I think, the AK audio, I think is what they're calling.
Oh, on YouTube.
Well, you get the money, but if you have your earphones in or whatever
Yeah.
like that, your beats on, whatever, it will feel like the music is
Yeah, I think I've
actually
seen that,
set.
yeah.
So some of the hardcore stuff with that is insane. If you start teaching classes and stuff like that, the old
Oh, no.
school classes we used to teach, you'd turn the pitch up on your music. So whatever song, whatever class, just
Yeah.
say if you were teaching Spain or boxercise, whatever that, and you said, right, we're going to do a 5-minute finale at the end, you'd go with your hardcore music, but you could actually increase the bass and the pitch, so you could turn an average or a normal song into a hardcore
yeah. Well, like,
finale.
well, do you want me to? Can I show you? Can I play it for a second?
Get it on,
Maybe
yeah.
2 seconds of.
I can't warn that
Because this
Wardy's
now-
not going to start raving beside me here now.
This is no, like this isn't even rave music. Like this type of stuff I started listening to. Like, I mean,
Is
if
it
this,
to keep you going, or is it to
it just it
divert the
it,
attention from the phone?
it puts you into a different humor when you're training. Like,
Can you hear that in the mic? That sounds like the Eurovision.
yeah, it literally just
So how
it's
lo-
just noises.
How long are you playing that in your ears for?
Um,
What sort of volume level?
2 hours full volume.
Holy, is it to escape? So
Yeah,
like the phone.
Like, look, most of it, like, that's only like one. Most of the songs are just like, you know, Katy Perry remixes. Like, this is Britney Spears. You know, like,
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
it is more tame. But like the odd time, yeah, I'll stick on, like, if I'm doing like a PR
That's
or
instead of
deadlifts or
caffeine.
something. No, that with caffeine. Lots of caffeine.
I hope one of those old lads who looks at you in the gym when you're on the phone doesn't approach you. You'll end up bursting them.
Because it's actually funny because like when I am in the gym, like I feel like I'm very intimidating because like if I'm in a set, like I'm here, a big stringer on, just like fucking like zoned in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like breath or whatever the fuck, you know. But I feel like I look very intimidating, and then like a lad will come over, tap me on the shoulder, ask for phone. Oh yeah, go on, yeah, no bother at all. You know what I mean? Like I'll happy out there, and that's it. It just gets you into a different kind of zone, that type of music, you know. So
Works for you.
It works,
Whatever
yeah,
works for you. Well, this is an obvious one. Favorite pastime. Easy, yeah. Favorite body part.
Jesus.
We'll make that one interesting. We'll go favorite body part on you, male and female.
Right. Well, on me particular, it has to be
The
the
arms
triceps.
look good there.
Yeah,
The arms look good there.
Has to be the triceps, like, you know, triceps. My arms are big.
Can we
which
go on
is-
the wide lens
Yeah,
there?
wide lens there. I
Look
have
at
to get it
that
all
up
in.
there.
Like, look,
Hang on, I'm going to throw that up there again. I'm going to
just-
get a picture of that live in the podcast and get it over to you. Up there on camera 3.
it's looking deadly.
Thank you, man.
So it has to be the arms, you know. It definitely has to be.
Least favourite?
Least favorite. Oh, it still has to be love handles, no matter what. It's the last thing to go on my body. So it's definitely the fucking least.
I'd say that has to be the same for most blokes as well.
Well,
like, unless
yeah.
they're maybe competing or whatever, and they mightn't like maybe the size of calves or something like that. But
Well, that or me lats. I have really bad lat insertions, so they're very high up. So like I don't look very wide unless I like flare them. And even if I
Okay.
do flare them, they like join very fucking high. So
up.
it's kind of a pain in the bollocks. But yeah, no, it's probably that. And then on a board, definitely arse, because like you have to work for an arse. You know what I mean? Like either that or like thighs, because then you definitely have to work for like thick thighs. You know.
and then you know she trained.
Yeah.
And it's similar interest or whatever.
That's not. Yeah, it's not even a similar interest. Just kind of like, you know, they have that drive. You know. Because like if you drive to improve yourself in as many ways as possible, you know, that's nearly more attractive than anything else. You know, that
Yeah.
they have that fucking oomph in them.
That's what I say. What do you look for in a
Yeah,
partner?
definitely,
That, without
definitely.
sounding like we're on Love Island. So
No,
what do you
no,
look for? Yeah, I kind of
because
vibed you.
I wouldn't mind like actually. It's mad because it's talking about this on a different podcast. Man, Jesus Christ, I'm fucking. It sound like I'm talking to the entire country here, but I've never been on a date or anything. I just at the moment, the position I'm in at the moment, I just have no want for a bird or anything.
You can't be on breaking hearts like that now.
Look, it's just the way the cookie crumbles. Like I'm all about self improvement, and you know, sure, look, fucking, it's all about the
Don't
shite.
force
like,
it, yeah.
Yeah, if fucking love comes around or whatever the fuck, you know, what if you meet the one or whatever the fuck, that's grand and all. But like, I'm a very driven person,
Yeah.
and like it would be if I were to ever debate about settling down, it has to be someone just as driven as me.
Yeah.
And then at that stage, if there is someone as driven as me, I don't think it would ever even work because, like, you'd be too focused on yourself. You know what I mean? Because that's the way I am. So I don't know.
A joint venture or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, you might meet somebody through work.
Have to be
whatever,
someone who would like boost me as a person, you know. So I guess that's
be your videographer down the road.
Sure. Look at that. That's not a bad job now, in fairness.
Yeah, could be a videographer down the road. Right, let's go 10-minute tangent. Random topic generator.
Right.
What was the biggest thing you have ever won?
Credit union art competition in sixth class.
What did you draw?
I drew me and my family riding a bike in Spain.
All on the one bike? Like a big,
I think it was
tandem yoke?
I think it might have been different bikes now. Look, I don't have the best memory of it. It was in sixth class. Because I remember winning it, and it was because I got knocked out after I went to the... Like, I won in the school, and then I got knocked out after I went to the county. So I was very disappointed. I know,
So you nearly won the All-Ireland.
Came out with like 50 quid though, so not too bad.
Nice. Do you still have the picture?
Probably somewhere on the attic.
Route that, or do a redraw. What's in your head? Yeah.
Like it was because I remember. Actually, it's funny enough because I do distinctly remember it was us on a bike and then a big hotel in the background. It was definitely shite. Like it's in sixth class. You know what I mean? It wasn't going to be great, but yeah, no.
What part of Spain was it?
Salou.
Nice.
Because that's where I was like that year before.
Over at Canberra Hills or something.
Around there, yeah. Canberra Hills or Sanguli.
Yeah. Deadly. Then regards, obviously, you know, we've done courses and stuff like that. Knowledge-wise, when you came on with ourselves and you done the course, you had knowledge already.
Yeah.
So you already had a lot of knowledge. So there is, sometimes we get people on that, a lot of knowledge, and they might think they know it all. You didn't really have that, but you were that busy with different things. How did you find squeezing it in? How did you find actually maybe soaking up some knowledge off tutors and stuff like that? Did it help the training? And I'd prefer your honesty, because there's some good stuff on YouTube that you can see, and also there's some bad stuff on YouTube. But if you have people that can steer you in the right direction, there is, like, look, there's a lot of shy online. But no, definitely there's a lot of takeaways that I got from it. Look, I knew a lot of me shit already, but it definitely helped me out, especially like the whole posture thing and everything. I never even thought twice about that before I got into the course, and that definitely helped. I definitely think that was the biggest takeaway for me now, because I did know a lot of stuff, and if I didn't know like the in-depth shit, I knew all, you know, the basics anyway. You know, I knew what I was kind of at in the gym. Thankfully, like, I had the confidence anyway, so... Look, I always say to people, like, you know, I've bullshit me way 20 years in life, I can do it for another 60, do you know what I mean? So I can get away with fucking murder now at this stage, you know. And you've done biology, was it? You done biology? So, cause I remember your results were actually quite good. Do you remember what you got? High 80s, was it? High 80s or something. I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah. But you were saying. Yeah, I kind of had an inkling for it anyway. I like knowing how my body moves and that type of stuff, you know. So I like being able to know about all that type of stuff. It just kind of comes off the back of my head. Like, if to be honest, if I were to do me course selection again, I probably would have picked something like sports science or that for leaving cert, because like I am good at it. I don't know, just the fact that I didn't have a clue what I was at, that's the reason why I picked communications. Look, it all worked out in the end. It's actually funny because without communications as well, I probably wouldn't have got as far in the gym as I did, because I just skipped all my lectures in second year. I literally took the year off and just went to the gym instead of going to college. So to be fair, you committed yourself to our course, you know. 100%, definitely. And it actually had an effect on your other course, because you're trying to you're trying to find a balance, the balance on both. But you've come through it and you achieved it and stuff like that. Yeah, no, definitely. You know, I genuinely did enjoy the course, because it nearly felt like I said in my last couple of years of school, like I hated it because I just fell out of. I stopped talking to people that I never got along with, and I just didn't really have the confidence anyway. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But like this kind of doing the course and stuff kind of reminded me of like the good times of going to school, because it was grand. It was only 2 days a week, and it was like it started at 10. Like I didn't have to get up mad fucking early. You know what I mean? I got to chat away to lads and stuff. Like it was a while since I'd done that, because like lectures and stuff just isn't the same. Do you know? It's not the same as a class. Like and especially doing like activities in the class and stuff. I definitely enjoyed that. So the whole social aspect. You had a nice crew. You had a nice class. I got along with a lot of quiet lads that were really nice. Yeah. So you done, when you were saying there 2 days a week, it was intensive. So like we insist on a practical element to a course. We're competing with fully online courses now, where you can be a personal trainer without ever even going to a gym. So never. But the intensive side of it, how do you find the online stuff? Having to actually try and go home and watch videos, when I would imagine someone like yourself, when you open your phone, you're either going to have 500 notifications.
I have everything muted. The only thing I don't have muted is WhatsApp.
So was it a struggle with the online side of things to keep a bit of structure to it? That's why I wasn't sure until you got your results. I was going, he's done well, actually.
Yeah, well, like, fucking what should we call it? Like I was saying, like, my attention span is wank. So, look, I'm not going to lie to you. I read all the PowerPoints. I barely watch the videos because I cannot stay focused for more than 5 minutes. Yeah. Like, genuinely, I can't even watch. Like I said, I can't even watch a Netflix series. Yeah. Without having to go and play a mobile app at the same time. You know what I mean? So, like, I read. I'm more of kind of like a do it myself kind of person. So the PowerPoints just definitely were the way that I done it. I just read all the PowerPoints and stuff, and that got me through it.
So we're going to put that in the title now of next year's courses. PowerPoint presentations and audio file, just in case your concentration is wank. that's a
little asterisk beside it. Yeah. No, well, that's what I had to do, because I can't concentrate on shit. So, like, I read over all the PowerPoints of that. Now it turned out there was a lot of stuff that I kind of missed that was explained in the videos. But if that was the case, I just went back over and found the bit in the video where it was discussed the next day. But no, like, for 90% of it, I just had to read the PowerPoints because I just can't concentrate. Like, I'm very bad. Like, I have, don't get me wrong, I'm very cute, and if it's something, like, you know, I want to do, I get it done and that type of stuff. But, like, just the PowerPoints work way better for me. I academically, I don't like learning from other people. I like doing it myself, like, especially, like, that's even how I got started in the gym.
It's kind of, I was going to say, it's kind of how you got out of your role. Like, take it away from courses. It's kind of how you go. You done it yourself.
I done it myself. I didn't have anyone telling me what to
maybe
do.
There's a faith there that you believe, I can do this, I can back myself. And to a certain level, maybe that works on courses as well, with the guidance of
but that's exactly it. Like, without the PowerPoints, without the book and that type of stuff, I wouldn't have been able to do it. And without the classes, I wouldn't have been able to do it either. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of stuff, like, especially the posture analysis and that type of stuff. Like, I wouldn't have been able to do that without, like I said, the posture now was the biggest takeaway for me with it. I really opened my eyes more in training and that type of stuff. Even, like, warm-ups and stuff. Like, I definitely will be under the impression that you don't need a warm-up, but I've started doing a lot more banded work and that type of stuff now to warm up beforehand, and it's definitely improved me training and stuff.
You can tell Mark was your tutor with the banded warm-ups.
Because I was a firm believer in that it was bollocks, but I have a dodgy fucking shoulder now, so I started doing warming up, and it's definitely helped a lot. So,
right, so just so people, like, I don't want to talk too much about the course, so I'm going to say, tell me something you didn't like about the course. And be raw and honest, because we're always trying to improve. Slade it. Simon, close your ears.
Jesus, let me take a
group instruction sometimes.
Yeah, well, I didn't like any of the cardio shit. It's not like it was grand. I just having to get up and do, like, a hit session or do, like, the whole dance rigmarole or whatever. I didn't like that.
The body con.
I didn't enjoy it.
And was it the getting up in front of people, or you just couldn't see yourself doing it anyway down the line?
Sweating me tits off there in the middle of the fucking thing, having to do fucking 1,
and
2,
try and get
3,
it with the
4.
beat.
For fuck's sake. Well, it wasn't even the beat. Like, I didn't have an issue doing it. It's just the fact that I actually had to get up and fucking do something, do cardio. Like, that was probably the biggest.
I'm on my yacht, for fuck's sake. Leave me alone.
Because I love the weightlifting and stuff, but like I said, I struggle with getting the cardio in. Like, I do 20 minutes just watching South Park every evening. I only started that 2 weeks ago, so it's not like, don't get me wrong, no, I'm not at a long time, but I don't like that. So even having to learn about the whole hit sessions and stuff, like, look, I know it has to be done for group instruction and that type of stuff. Fuck me, I did.
It's there's certain boxes that have to be ticked, like, for group instruction and to be able to show that you can control a class and all that. But, like, to relate it, I remember saying it to you because I knew there was a few bits like that you weren't mad into. And when you look at it down the line, you can actually then, when you're getting insured as a group instructor, if you decide to go down the route and work with, say, teams or anything like that, you want to take it back to your GA club and your coach, at least you're insured to do
100%.
You know,
that's exactly it. So, like, look, like I said, if it's something I know needs to get done, I'll get it done anyway. I'll just fucking struggle through it, and when I get it done, it'll kind of all come out the other year. But, like, you know, I got it done, and that's all that matters.
That's it. When you were talking about doing it, you said you just be honest, be straight up, and I think it's the same as what's working for you. And I suppose what I like about seeing you on anything social media wise, that you know what you see is what you get. Yeah. And it was the same when you were here. You didn't just flaunt through, you committed.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I like learning about things I like learning about. Do you know what I mean?
Your tutor just walked in. Mark, he's after being slating you. Anybody watching?
Worst man I've ever met.
Right. The soccer. You've already done one soccer charity. We'll call it a soccer aid charity game that we saw, and now you've another one coming up.
And I also have the Gaelic football as well. Yeah, so I have 2 coming up this year. I'm in no physical fucking condition to do them. I'm like rhino.
They'll be bouncing around. They'll be bouncing off you anyway.
Oh jeez, I don't know why I'm going. Look, it's grand. Because especially with the Gaelic football, because I used to play Gaelic anyway, so I know me bit around it. It's just me hand-eye coordination is dog shit. So like for me to catch a ball, if it's into me chest, grand. As soon as I get the ball, right.
The chest's after getting bigger since you probably played last anyway.
Bit more insulation. So like if I get the ball, I know I'm like a horse on it because I played a good few junior C games there. Not last summer, or maybe it was last summer and the summer before. Played a bit of football. Now, fuck all, really. Like, I played like 2 games and I went to like 2 trainings. But I played a bit, and I know that like if I am on the ball, I'll drag a foul or whatever because lads will have to hang out with me to fucking get it off me, you know. So I'm grand in that department, but like everything else, I am fucking shite. So I just need to get the ball. I think I'm playing full forward for it anyway, so I should just be able to get the ball and fucking batter a lad and then kick it or hand pass it to someone who can actually shoot. You know what I mean? That's kind of the gist that I'm going for.
That'll be bouncing off you.
But for the soccer now, look, last year I didn't do too bad, and in fairness now, last year I sprained my ankle like 3 weeks before it,
and it was about 30 degrees or something like that day, wasn't it?
I tell you, do you want to know now? I came on and off that pitch every 15 minutes. I started a game, I came off after 15 minutes, came back on, came off after 15 minutes, came back. Oh, literally every single time, just topped up the sunscreen, got fucking water, and had to sit down for 10 minutes because there's no function to fucking play. Like, I hate that heat. Thankfully, it's at the start of the year this year. Well, no, the soccer's in April. The Gaelic football's actually in June, which might be a bit of an issue for me.
There'll be a few shadows in Crow Park. Depending on the time of day, that corner forward spot can get a bit of a shadow in it, so...
Well, actually, the game's in Cork, so it is, the football. The Gaelic football's in Cork, it's in Páirc Uí Chaoimh, and the soccer is in, down the road, actually. It's only in Glasnevin. So it's grand for me, it's grand handy to get to.
Right, 10-minute tangent. Quick
right, job.
I actually have a voice message to play it as well. Right, 10-minute tangent. Let's go, next question. What did you do this past weekend? That's a shy question.
What day is it today?
Wednesday.
Oh fuck, the weekend was ages ago, lad. Oh, I done the fucking the morale thing for the football. Went to Croker there on the Skyline tour. Skyline was grand. Went to Liffey Valley there afterwards. Went to Nando's, so that was tasty. Nando's is off a fucking price.
It's brilliant. I'm not a big fan. I don't like slating anybody, but
it's like 15 quid for a piece of fucking chicken. It's like, what the fuck is this?
There's nothing really novel about it, bar to say the sauces or whatever, but you have to be into your sauces.
It's grand, but like, I'm not full unless I pay 30 quid, and I'm like, fuck me, I don't want to pay 30 quid for a dinner, you know, for a bit of chicken.
Yeah, no. Right, last one. What's the best thing to do on a cold winter day? These are bleeding brutal questions.
Best thing to do on a cold winter, drink pints.
Yeah, you're a fan of beginners, aren't you?
Oh, too big of a fan.
You know, was it you that was telling me on a night out, and then you're getting random pictures the next day of people that are just happen to be in there and see it, and they're getting pictures of the back of your fucking head and stuff like that sent you the next day.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. On your best behaviour, like.
Yeah, like look, I'm a mad whore for pints, and the issue is like once I start getting a taste of it, that's, you know, I'm fucking for the next week I'm on a bender, you know.
You're 20 as well.
Look, yeah, I guess. You know, but like I'm gone now cold turkey for the last 3 weeks. And look, I feel like so much better because of it, and like me training sessions are good. Like I was repping 120 for 8 on bench on Monday. It's like, how the fuck am I doing this? Like I felt like superhuman.
Yeah.
But like not a chance, because I went out there in Limerick and Galway 2 weeks ago, and then I went to Sligo then the Monday after that, and like just that entire week I spent drinking. Like I was drinking more than I was out training.
You're kind of around it a lot with the promotional stuff anyway, aren't you?
Yeah, well, like look, a lot. I go to a lot of places for promotion and stuff. Like I went, I went out all of December, so I would have had like events to go to and that type of stuff. But the entire month of December, like I tell a lot of people, like people can't really get over my gym progress because I'm for less than 2 years training, I'm fucking huge, right?
21 months.
Yeah, 21 months training. So for that, like I am massive. People can't really get over. They must be like, oh, jeez, you must dial everything in, you know. Like I spent the entire month of December, and I mean the entire month, from the 1st to New Year's. So it would have been over the entire month because it's the 1st of New Year's. I spent more days on the piss than I did in the gym. Genuinely. Like I spent the entire month just off it.
All around the country.
Just fucking.
And was it blowout or just opportunities that presented themselves, or was it?
Sure, fucking bit.
It's that time of year.
Like I saying, like as soon as I get a taste of the pints, like I got like a head case, you know.
Are you going to your grad actually?
Yeah, of course, definitely. Jesus Christ, 100%.
You taste of the pints there. That's only a few weeks away, 1st of April.
Yeah, well,
April Fool's Day. We'll have protein.
My birthday. My birthday is actually the 29th of March, so my birthday's coming up. I said I stopped the drink for a month. I'm off now 2-3 weeks. So I'm going to drink. I think I'm going to have my birthday around that month anyway, like some sort of fucking shindig or whatever the fuck.
21st?
Yeah, 21st, yeah.
Deadly.
So I'm going to have it around the week of the 29th. So I'll be back on a drink then anyway, so I'll be fucking glad to laugh it off. Like
spill over into the grad.
Yeah, it'll be grand. So that's the crack anyway. Fucking, yeah, the drink is grand, but I need to know when to cop on, you know?
You said to me, I need to know when to cop on. You said to me about 5 or 6 months ago, I said, well, what's the plan? What's on the big stage? What's the long term?
Yeah.
And one of the things you said to me was, I wouldn't mind Ryan Tubridy's job.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind running that late show.
Well, it hasn't happened yet, like.
But is that still something you'd like to do?
Still, definitely. Presenting is definitely on the cards, 100%. It's going to be really hard for me to get into it. I think, especially in Ireland, like I feel like RTE will only work with people who are like, you know, at least late 20s. You know, I think it's just the age that's kind of the biggest factor at the moment. I don't think anyone takes me seriously. Any the mainstream, I don't think they take me seriously. And look, that's fair enough. Like a lot
petrified that you'll curse.
Not even that. Like I know, like a lot of me content. Like I'm not. You were saying earlier, like about honesty and stuff. Like I'm not going to be some little fucking pig that'll do whatever they want. You know what I mean? And I think that there is some sort of intimidation in that factor, but I think it's just that they won't take me seriously because of it. And like, you know, I make fucking, you know, jokes and that type of stuff. I do think it's just the age is the biggest factor that they won't take me seriously. And like, look, I haven't like reached out and like I'm going applying now. I was meant to apply for Love Island there.
Get out of here.
Yeah, 100%. Like, look, I don't think I get Love Island this year because I'm only gone 20, and for like a lad to get in Love Island, you know, you have to be that bit older again. But Big Brother applications are after coming out, and you better be sure I'll be fucking applying for that.
First.
Better be sure I'll be applying for Big Brother. I think I'll be gas.
Deadly. Sure, listen, you're always in touch with Ray as well. Ray Shah as well. Ray is a Big Brother.
I know, yeah.
Brother, you know,
Big
just
Brother
don't have
star,
a rank
yeah.
underneath the blankets. Sorry.
I was talking to Ray there. He's well gassed that he done it. He was
100%.
He's singing his own praises there, and I respect it. Look, it has to be done. Like,
he's a gent, isn't he?
Yeah,
he isn't. I don't know anybody who has a bad word to say about Ray. He's
he's dead
absolute gent. No, I love Ireland.
Yeah, well, like, look, Love Island now is a different kind of gravy than Big Brother. Big Brother. Like, I don't watch Love Island at all. I've never fucking watched it a day in my life. I'd be honest
Either do
about that.
I
don't.
2 bombshells that went in there last night.
But that's the thing. Like, you have to be mad sexy to be on Love Island. Like, and look, I'm all right looking, but like, I'm not. But
you're sexy in a package, though. You've got it going.
I'll talk shite, like, but that's why I think maybe Big Brother will be better suited for me because I'd have to be now completely jacked. Like, I'm sure a lot of the fuckers on Love Island are on the sauce, on gear and stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
they haven't been in as good shape this year.
That's the one thing though that I have copped. The last like 2 years have been kind of dodgy. You know,
I think it's one of the first things I said when I didn't watch it this year was last couple of years they looked a little bit more jacked.
Yeah, well, like they're not even
not as much.
I don't know
Taking
where
nothing away from them. They look
yeah,
good and like
yeah.
nice crew. I've heard. I don't know. I don't watch it, but they're all right.
Yeah, I would have seen like whatchamacallit, when they released like who's going to be on it. Obviously, I gave an out go and seen like just what gobshites are going to be on it or what fine birds are going to be on it or whatever, you know. But I don't know. I've never watched. I wouldn't be a man now for reality TV, but I think I'd be decent on it. I think I'd be definitely talking of shite.
I think anything. Any reality TV, I think presenting, I think anything, because
you're
gonna get people talking to you normal. Do you know what I mean? Like even me having a bit of crack with you here, like I'm after saying wank on the podcast and all this
bullshit.
You know artist, it is what it is. You know,
I'm a bullshit artist. Like I said to you earlier, if it comes to anything where it's about talking, I'll fucking be able to nail it on the head because I can just bullshit my way through everything. Like you know, professional bollocks.
We still have to do the crossbar challenge.
Yes.
We're going to be doing Gaball.
Yeah.
What date are you doing
the soccer?
The GA charity match?
That's not till June.
Right, we'll do it before June. When you're getting your practice in, so we do the GA.
Practice it, yeah. I actually
Gaball, Slitter, rugby ball.
Job.
Crossbar challenge. All right, so we're saying here first, and I want to try is to nick it on us. So we'll do the crossbar challenge. Those three, yourself. We'll get the videographer out. We'll do it for like a competition or something. I don't know. We'll give away a free full course or something like that.
Job on.
Something to do with it there. So do you know what? I think we're going to be doing a few more podcasts anyway. But I think we've covered loads anyway.
Yeah.
But I'd love to leave it with the lighter side of a message for somebody who looks at you, somebody who might see it on social media, somebody maybe who they might be 14, 15 and maybe their parents actually hear you on their son's social media or whatever
TikTok
all the time and are wondering whatever. Leave a message for those people so they can actually say, or so you can actually give them advice if they are maybe in a position that you were in before when you were a similar age.
Look, just get up off your hole. Like that's all that has to be said. Like, look, I know in a lot of the things I do, I might come across as a bit of a gobshite, and I know influencers have like the whole. Oh Jesus! Have the whole image around them. Wreck the gaff. Take the whole gaff with me. I know they have like the whole concept that like people on TikTok are just fucking tits who are full of themselves or whatever, and a lot of that is true. Don't get me wrong, but I think there's a lot to be taken about a lot of good content on it. And if you do find that good content and it makes you a better person, definitely watch it and nearly take inspiration from it. Like, without a lot of people that I see on YouTube and that type of stuff teaching me how to do certain things, like I wouldn't be in the position I'm in today. The internet can be a great tool and it has to be absolute bollocks, but just as long as you know what the difference is between the two.
Anybody who is getting stick online, any advice for them? Like TikTok, it can be a horrible old place as well for comments.
Look, the block button's there for a reason. Fucking move on with your day. So obviously, like, look, you have to be a stupid bastard to be commenting anything negative on someone's TikTok. That's like, unless it's like deserved. Unless someone's being an absolute gobshite now, that's grand. Slate them all you want. Like, but like, if you're just going out your way for no reason to slate someone, you're a fucking loser. Like, there's no other way about it. You need to get your mind in check because you're in a very bad place.
You're hiding behind the username 127643522.
That's exactly it. Block button's there. Click it and move on. That's exactly what I do.
Let it go out of your head.
I'd be happy to. I've blocked hundreds of accounts out at this stage just because they're fucking tits. Like, that's just the way it is, and it's there for a reason. You may as well use it.
Yeah, I think we're starting to we're getting people commenting Ponzi scheme on our fucking courses, like Ponzi scheme. Now I get abused over like teeth and eyebrows, and I can accept that. I think anything that you're doing to yourself, you accept that. You have to be. If you're willing to go to Turkey and get your teeth done, you have to be willing to take stick over it as well. If you're willing to do an ad on TikTok, you have to be willing to take stick over it. So that's all good. But then you're getting like Ponzi scheme. Come on. And then you might remove that comment. Why'd you remove my comment about Ponzi
you just
scheme?
block and move on. You can't comment it again.
So I think block, because it ruin your day, because we're only getting used to it.
I know.
Why would that comment come in? So anybody who might think, I'm going to do what James does, or I'm going to try and do what James does, or I'm 15, I am going to start TikTok, I am going to start pushing this, and I am going to start talking about how I feel.
Yeah.
That if they get some asshole comment and saying, oh, you're a fucking loser anyway, or whatever.
Yeah. But like, look, it is very hard. Like, it took me a while to cop on that there is a block button.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to use it.
I've had a lot of mental breakdowns, like genuinely proper. I've been in the car after, like, I had to leave a gym set. I remember distinctly I had to leave a gym session.
I remember having a
once.
conversation with you about it. Yeah,
I had to leave, and halfway through go into the car and cry for half an hour, genuinely, because of fucking comments and shit on TikTok. It is.
No one will ever picture you doing that, though.
No,
like that's the reality. No one will ever picture you doing that, but the reality is, it happens and it happens. Yeah,
yeah. Like genuinely, I was halfway through my session and I read a fucking comment, and I literally just burst into crying in the gym. Now, thankfully, it was a club gym at like midnight, so there was no one there. Yeah. Burst into crying. I said, I can't do this anymore. I went to the car and cried in the car for half an hour. Like genuinely, half an hour, just lying there crying. It's a very tough world out there, and look, you have to take shtick, and you have to be able to move on from it.
What do you surround when something like that comes in? Then are you getting advice off people that might have been in a similar position? I know you can say fuck it, I know you can move on and stuff like that, but is it a case of it just comes a point a couple of hours later or whatever where it just kind of, you know, I'm actually all right with that. He's a user 124. That's it, like gobshite that's never going to like what I do anyway.
Well, that's what I kind of realised. Look, if someone's being a negative fucker, like, it's not up to me to convince them that I'm not a wanker. You know, it's not my job. And it did take me a while, but then I realised that block button's there. Just I pressed it, and it's been great since. Like, I haven't had a mental breakdown since, which is time, because, like, no, like, genuinely over
pressure as well, though. You were getting pulled from pillar to post as well.
Stress does play a large part in it. But like, just it all builds up. It's not just one comment, you know. It's a lot of shit that builds up, and stress, and especially doing like public appearances. Like, you have a social battery. So if I'm after doing that, and then say if you were drinking or whatever as well on top of it, and then your training's not right, and everything just kind of adds up, and then you get that one fucking comment, and it just bang, gone. You're gone. And look, there's only so long that you can cry for. You know what I mean? Like, you be there and just everyone feels like shit. What I do now, if that does happen, like I said, I'll do the block one. I'll just go to bed and I'll fall asleep. Yeah. That's why I just try to do. If it's during the day, I'll have a nap or whatever. You always wake up feeling better, and you always wake up with a clear head. And that's exactly what's just, you have to just
like, it's so
do it.
Like, it's so social media in general, it's still in, like, when you're looking back, it's in its infancy still. Like, social media, TikTok, it's all still in its infancy. So, like, down the line, years down the line, and there'd be plenty more negative comments down the line. You might be the person that actually ends up telling the thousands of people how to get over those comments properly, and there might be a system developed where it's actually proven, because it's still in its infancy. Social media is still so young 100%. That the biggest numbers, the biggest followers of the biggest accounts out there and stuff like that, they're also going to get slated, and they probably still haven't uncovered a way to have it not affect you, especially when it's a personal account. Like, I get affected when I see a comment about maybe slating, maybe there might be slating the courses. Oh, those courses are blah blah blah, and we're getting tired of the same brush as somebody else. Like, hang on, there's a full team here that's working their arse off and we do care about you, and blah 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 blah. That would affect me for a couple of hours, and blah 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 blah. So if it was a personal account, I could only imagine then, hang on, that's my character. Yeah. Are they forming a certain opinion on that? So I think even if that's a role that you end up playing, that somebody kind of says, yeah, we'll fuck it, and can get over that side of things because you've helped them do it. But geez, it's scary.
Yeah, it's like people don't cop what it is. And look, for 90% of it, I can't complain. It's great. The position I'm in is fantastic, all of it. But like, yeah, it does get very overwhelming at times. Yeah. And like, it's very hard for someone to be able to grasp that if you're not in the same position. And that's why I understand. Sure, like, I'm only in it I'm less than 12 months of this TikTok shit. You know what I mean? Like, I only started there in April last year.
You're still in your probation period of it.
Yeah, literally, I've been fucked into the deep end fairly lightly. And like, I understand, because I would have watched fucking TikTok and I wouldn't pass the fucking heat on these fucking lads like, jeez, oh, you poor bastard, you have to make fucking videos the odd time, you fucking gobshite.
But again, they've no idea.
But it is, look, it is very mentally draining. I would have always said, like, especially when I was in a routine with work, it made life so much easier. Back when I was working over the summer, that's why I was able to upload 5 times, 6 times a day. I don't think I'd be able to upload 6 times a day now that I'm doing it full time, which is mad considering I was able to do it when I was working 12-hour days. And I had a routine set. Now with college and stuff on top of it, my life's all over the spot. One day I have to be in fucking I don't know, Cork. The next day I have to be in Dublin. The next day I have to be in Monaghan. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm all over the gaff. It is very hard to get that down, and especially with the gym on top of it, mentally, I am so fucking drained by. I have to be mentally zoned in the gym. I have to be mentally zoned in to make content. Like, I have to be constantly thinking. Then fucking appearances.
Then there's the actual uploading.
Like, there's so much mental shit that I have to get through. And like, when I was working on site, like, it was grand because you're kind of just like a zombie for 12 hours. Lifting shit, and your body recuperates so much quicker than your brain. Your brain never gets proper rest.
You're almost on a little bit robotic form.
And like I know, like, my caffeine. Like, I have a proper caffeine addiction. Like, I know I joke about it, but like, I am proper addicted to caffeine.
You just said it in the coffee shop. That was here. Do you want a cup? No.
I like it's too bad. Like, I had 4 teaspoons of instant coffee there this morning, just to fucking wake me up, like, you know what I mean? And
straight off the spoon.
Well, no, I had a coffee cup now, I had a drop of milk, like, but 4 teaspoons. So you're looking at like what 80, like 300 milligrams caffeine there just to get you going in the morning, like. And like, I am proper addicted to caffeine, so my sleep quality isn't great either because of that. So I'm trying to limit myself now to not having caffeine at night time or whatever, and just to try and get that recovery. But yeah, mentally, the whole TikTok thing is very draining, and especially when you have those mental breakdowns.
Good agent though. You're when I was talking to you, I think you're obviously close with your family, and I think was the agent close with the family as well, or she was similar age or something like that. So it was, they understood. You weren't just getting pulled.
Well, Tara does definitely help me out. The agent, she definitely helps me out a lot. Which it just stops me from having to organise money and brand deals as well as everyone else, do you know?
Of a voice message here before we finish up. I was thinking back, what's James like? I'm looking back at messages that you've sent me, and then when you're on the course, this is a voice message that was sent to me. Do you remember giving the kid the tractor Christmas?
Yeah.
This is the random 9:30 at night. I'm going to play this into the phone to make sure, or into the speaker. This is what I get off James at 9:30 at night.
Sorry, Connor. This is going to be played the strange now fucking request you've got in a long time. Do you by any chance, or have any fucking, you know them like toy tractors? You hardly have any of them at the gaff. And if so, would you be able to bring it to the course tomorrow? Strange now request. Preferably an old shitty one, because I am 100 kilos and I do not want to break the thing on you. So if you do have any of them, like the shitty old tractors, please let me know. Thank you. Just like young little toy ones that like young fellow in.
So that led on to, I actually went to Smith's the next morning. I said we get one of them. That's, if anybody's watching your TikTok, you baiting around swords in the pavilions on the on the tractor, and then a young fella came up to you, a little kid. What did he say, or did the mom say it to you? The kid was looking at.
The mother said, "Yes, I have to get that now for him for Santa. He's after seeing you on the tractor, now he wants it for Santa." And it kind of clicked in my head. I was like, sure, what the fuck am I doing with this tractor? Like, I might as well just get, like, you know what I mean?
So the mammy's gonna put that in the Santa list.
Yeah. So I just rang you, and it was like, or I texted you or something, and I was like, "Do you mind if I just give them this tractor? Like, do you want this or whatever?" And it's like, no, you're fine. So I just gave it to them there on the spot. Like, I didn't know what to. So I was like,
fair play.
Why the fuck
probably
not?
Made this whole year. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like, it was. I never fucking see. I didn't want to make it like kind of tacky, where I'd like post it like, "Oh, look at me giving away this tractor." So I asked him for a photo. I still have the photo or whatever. I've never posted it anywhere.
No, I've the same. I have the photo there as well. Yeah.
So I just
we actually had the other half of the tractor over. It's still over there.
They never came back to collect it.
Beside the dartboard we were just playing on. Actually, so if you are listening and you do like me, you want the other half of that tractor, it's there if you need it.
I'm not doing anything with
it. But listen. I think we'll wrap it up there. We'll do a few more days anyway. But it's been a pleasure. I absolutely love your honesty. I think you're in such a strong position. We didn't even go into some of your business stuff and my protein, and we'll have more chats. But just from my point of view, speaking with influencers or whatever way you want to word it, you're in such a strong position to influence people. I think you're influencing them in a nice way, and you're being completely honest about doing it. So no matter what way it goes in the future, whether you're personally feeling highs and your lows, I think once you're actually sharing those experiences anybody who's watching you that you might be influencing is going to follow you, love you, and I think you're going to impact people in a very, very, very positive way. So just keep it up, pal. Absolutely nailing it. Pleasure. Wardy, you happy enough? Lovely, that's a wrap.
Brilliant.